Hi, my name's Jamie and I run Carolina Farm, and this is our lambing life. Basically, they were just sort of be in a field, and get fed twice a day. When it gets closer to lambing time, we bring them in so we can keep a better eye on them. Whenever we're looking to checking to see if when the sheep are about to lamb, they're very telltale signs. They tend to get agitated. They'll go and find a corner. They'll start breathing heavily. They'll start sort of lying on their side and pushing. If it comes to the stage where a ewe needs help with lambing, we will intervene. Normally we only have to do it if there's a problem, but basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the lamb into what we call a Superman position. So it's basically two arms and the head coming forward, whereas sometimes we have difficulty. There might be an arm back or a leg back, you could call it, or even sometimes a head back, where they could be a backwards, which we would call breech, and it's basically about delivering them safely. When lambs are born, it's the same as any sort of kid. It's basically covered in amniotic fluid, which is full of nutrients and protein, and it's good for the mother. So the ewes would tend to turn around once they lamb, and they will lick it dry, which also helps then stimulate heat in the lamb, which then will help it to get up and start walking, which it probably does within, hopefully within a couple of minutes of it being born, which is it's quite extraordinary for animals to do. On our farm, once the lambs have been born, we tend to have to put them into a separate pen. One, because we have a lot of numbers, and you can sometimes get a lot of mismothering. But you also do it to help increase the bond between mother and lambs. So what we would do is we would transfer them, and the easiest way to do it is to carry them by their two front legs. There's not much weight putting through them, so it's not sore on them. We have quite a lot of lambs, so to help us identify, we would tag the lambs electronically. We have to put a spray mark on them, so it's an individual, it's what we call a field or management tag, which is just a spray mark, and that corresponds to, so obviously the mother and the lambs will have the same one, so we know who belongs to who. After about 48 hours, we would like to, as long as there's no problems with the lamb or ewe, we like to move them into a bigger pen. At that stage, the lambs do get quite curious, so we like to keep them within a small confine first, just so that they're used to coming back to the mother before we put them out to any field. Quite a lot of the time, whenever we get ewe scanned for 3, we tend to find that they only rear 2 lambs successfully, so we have to take one off, and that becomes a pet lamb. So actually, the last few years we've had huge numbers of pets, where it's getting quite a handful to feed them by hand. So we've actually invented feeding systems, well, semi-automatic feeding systems. We still have to fill the bottles. But that allows us to feed up to 40 lambs at a time. So once we've dealt with the lambs being indoors for a suitable amount of time, we release them out into grass paddocks. And this actually is quite a big jump for the lambs, and they get very playful and boisterous. And you will see them skipping along. It's quite one of the sort of nice things you see in the countryside is the lambs jumping up and down and running along the field. And saying that, hopefully with our good management, the mother bond is still there, so whenever they're able to do all their playful things and then come back to get fed, basically. But yeah, that's the nice bit. Whenever you get them out to the field, you know your job is done. Made it through to that far. That's it. Not everybody's always happy about the lambing, because this young mutt here doesn't get to do much work outside. He gets housebound for about 6 weeks while the small lambs are out in the field, but he doesn't mind as long as they come back in the evening and help us.